Karla Kuskin. Karla Kuskin is an author and a poet. She has written children's books and poetry. Someone who writes books is an author. Someone who writes poems is a poet. One of the poems Karla Kuskin has written is right here. I'm Up Here by poet Karla Kuskin. I'm up here, you're down there, and nothing in that space between us but a mile of air. Another poem Karla Kuskin has written is Toots the Cat. The poet is Karla Kuskin. Illustrated by Lise B. Told. Visitor. A cat came down the road meowing. We gave her milk in a china dish. Some of last night's chicken and a few bits of Friday's fish. She licked her paws and her nose as if she appreciated what we were doing. Then she picked a warm spot in the most comfortable chair and made it clear that she had no intention of ever leaving there. Toots's ears. Let us begin with Toots's ears. Intelligent, on guard, alert. To any kind of mouse or bird, a mouse or bird could be dessert. Her nose. There is no nose I know, no nose I think, no point as pale and pink. A rose among fir snows. If I could choose to be a snoot as suitable as it is as that sits on Toots, I would have chose to be that very nose. The poet is Karla Kuskin. A poet is someone who writes poems. The title of this book, A Jar of Tiny Stars, has many different poets in it. And the poets in this book have won the National Council Teachers of English Award for Poetry for Children. To get this award, the children select the poems that are their favorites. I am going to open up the book to Karla Kuskin's page. Karla Kuskin. If there were a recipe for a poem, these would be the ingredients: word sounds, rhythm, description, feeling, memory, rhyme, and imagination. They can be put together 1,000 different ways, 1,000 more, by Karla Kuskin. Herbert and the glue. Herbert had a jar of glue. From Hugh, the glue could not be parted. At least could not be parted far, for Hugh was glued to Herbert's jar. But that is where it all had started. The glue upon the shoe of Hugh attached him to the floor. The glue on Herbert's gluey hand was fastened to the door, while two of Hubert's relatives were glued against each other. His mother, I believe, was one. The other was his brother. The dog and the cat stood quite nearby. They could not move from there. The bird was glued securely into Hubert's mother's hair. Hubert's father hurried home and loudly said to Hugh, "From now on, I would rather that you did not play with glue." The meal. Timothy Tompkins had turnips and tea. The turnips were tiny. He ate at least 3. And then for dessert, he had onions and ice. He liked that so much, he ordered it twice. He had 2 cups of ketchup, a prune, and a pickle. Delicious, said Timothy, well worth a nickel. He folded his napkin and hastened to add, it's one of the loveliest breakfasts I've had. I woke up this morning a 7:15. I kicked up the covers and stuck out my toe. And ever since then, that's 7:15, they haven't said anything rather than no. They haven't said anything other than, please, dear, don't do that, what you're doing, or lower your voice. Whatever you've done and however I've chosen, I've done the wrong thing and I've made the wrong choice. I didn't wash well and I didn't say thank you. I didn't shake hands and I didn't say please. I didn't say sorry when passing the candy. I banged the box into Miss Wilson's knee. I didn't say sorry. I didn't stand straight. I didn't speak louder when asked what I'd said. Well, I said that tomorrow, 7:15, they can come in and get me. I'm staying in bed. Winter clothes. Under my hood, I have a hat, and under that, my hair is flat. Under my coat, my sweater's blue. My sweater's red. I'm wearing 2. My muffler muffles to my chin and round my neck, and then tucks in. My gloves were knitted by my aunts. I've mittens too, and pants and boots and shoes, with socks inside. My boots are rubber, red and wide, and when I walk, I must not fall, because I can't get up at all. Louis and his trumpet. A trumpet, Louis had a trumpet, a bright one that's yellow, a loud and proud horn. He blows it in the evening, and when the morn is newly rising, he blows it when it's raining. In the cold and misty morn, it honks and it whistles, it roars like a lion, it rumbles like a lion, with a whizzing, huffing hum. His parents say it's awful, oh, really simply awful, but Louis says he loves it. It's such a handsome trumpet, and when he's through with trumpets, he's going to buy a drum. All of the poems that I've just read, Louis has a trumpet, winter clothes, I woke up this morning, the meal, Herbert and the glue, were all written by the poet Karla Kuskin. A poet is somebody who writes poems. Karla Kuskin is also an author, and she has written, Under My Hood, I Have a Hat. Karla Kuskin has also wrote, Green as a Bean. And Karla Kuskin has also written, I Am Me. An author writes books, and a poet writes poems. Karla Kuskin is both an author and poet.